Thought I'd make a video talking on the general experiences, challenges, difficulties that I've experienced being an outlier socially, doing things publicly that are very contrary to what are societally deemed to be normal. So for those of you that don't know me, I've been eating a raw meat diet for the last 4 years. So basically exclusively raw animal foods. It's called the primal diet. Raw chicken, raw fish, raw eggs, raw milk. All these things that society thinks are like dangerous, will make you sick, and I've been loving it. I obviously do it for health reasons, so I've got a strong conviction in why I do what I do. But like one of the main questions that I get when I meet new people and they find out about my diet and stuff is they ask me, wasn't it difficult to eat all this stuff in public? What do your family think? What do your friends think? Do girls care? All that sort of stuff. And from their perspective, I get it. Obviously, they aren't privy to my own experiences and they don't know what it's like. They probably can't imagine what it's like to put yourself out there, I guess, and make yourself so vulnerable in that respect. Because like most people, all their sort of views and things they value, things they do that are really contrary and controversial, they'll just sort of keep it to themselves, keep it private. But like for me, obviously, my diet, I was going to school daily. I still wanted to eat the foods I wanted to eat. I wasn't going to like change myself just to not get some judgy questions or whatever. So yeah, no, that's the sort of question I get. How's the experience? Like, don't I just want to be normal? Obviously, no. Like, there's a reason I started eating this way. Initially, it was just for like sports performance, but then it's falling in love with the way of eating and feeling the health results in myself. It just cultivates a really strong conviction in the benefits of the practice. So when I have people going like, oh, that's disgusting, raw chicken's going to make you sick, by fact of me knowing that obviously I enjoy eating it, it tastes good and I don't get sick and I feel great, it just makes any points they make, any criticisms they make completely moot. So yeah, I guess there's also an extent to which I'm protected by my ego, because like when you are doing something that more optimal, gets you better outcomes in terms of health and happiness, then you can look at what other people do, not saying you have to judge or anything, but you can look at what other people do and see that he's eating essentially the diet of a slave. Cereals in the morning, overcooked, dried, dead meat, vegetables that taste disgusting, all this stuff. So it's like, are they really in a place to criticize my diet when they're eating all these things that unknowingly to them obviously are so bad and so deficient? But yeah, in terms of like when I actually started eating the raw meat in school and started, I guess, even eating it in public, all these things, there was like, I guess, a normal amount of fear that was on my mind, worrying, what will my teachers say? What will other people say? Will they come up and harass me, I guess? I don't know. But that wasn't like to such a strong level that I was going to compromise on what I wanted to do and actually not go through with it. Before I started the diet, just like as I was sort of going down a rabbit hole of improving sports performance, I was already practicing a lot of just general quirky things that people would see at school. So like I wore barefoot shoes that basically looked like some scuba diving shoes that had no sole, no arch support, to like make my feet stronger. In the classroom, I'd wear like yellow tinted blue light glasses so I wouldn't be affected by the isolated blue light and like the unnatural light sources. So people already sort of knew me as the kid who has these odd health practices. And like even before I started going into all this alternative health stuff, just me and friends, we'd get to school maybe 6 a.m. and we'd train for 2 hours on the oval that the path leading into the school overlooked. So there was a big hill, and then on the lower ground there was an oval where me and my friend would train. So like probably half the school, when they walked in, they would see myself and my friend training. And like the first few times when I'm like training and then I'm looking up and I'm seeing all these people, it's a little bit embarrassing, I guess. But then the reality sets in of it, which is other people seeing you and having thoughts about you, judging you good or bad, has zero implication on how you feel about yourself. It's still entirely up to you. And obviously I never had any sort of issues with that. Whatever problems or thoughts people had, they just kept it to themselves. So then I progressed into like a more quirky way of living, more unique, I guess. The barefoot shoes, the glasses, and then eventually the raw meat. And it's like all building up to like developing my own confidence, because every time I publicly, I guess, displayed this alternative thing that I was doing, there was always a little bit of fear that what if people judge me? And then I do it, the response is neutral, no one really cares, or they're good, or anyone who has an issue with it, I guess they're just very confused, they keep it to themselves. So in doing that, I just developed my own confidence that I can sort of get away with anything, even on the internet. Like now it's to the point of like starting the social media, and I put it off for a little bit actually. I was, worried about like, oh, what if people I know see it? I'm sure they've all already seen it. What if like I don't take off as I wanted to or want to? Then it's just a bit embarrassing. I'm just posting all these embarrassing videos for no reason. Contributes to a questionable digital footprint. But just taking the first step and actually doing it, and seeing the first few people I know like pop up on story viewers and whatever, and not having any negative consequence, like, I still feel fine, I still feel the same. All these people now maybe know this thing about me, or they have these opinions about me, but like it literally doesn't change anything I'm doing. And honestly, why would I even care about their opinion? Yeah, it's just like another level of confidence building. So yeah, that's I guess the answer to people saying, why don't you want to be normal? What's the benefit in being normal? People conform and try to be normal out of fear of judgment, fear of condemnation, fear of being shunned from society, whatever, which I had that natural fear. But obviously in testing the waters, I guess, and proceeding to do what I wanted to do despite the potential judgment of others, I've really just learned that the biggest person holding you back is yourself. So yeah, to like anyone who, has whatever aspirations and lives their life in this sort of different way and is fearful of judgment from maybe their friends or family or just people they know, my advice would be to proceed anyway, do it anyway. Because at this stage, you're only holding yourself back, and you're not going to be able to get to the point of where you want to go. Maybe you want to start up a social media, want to start the raw diet, start a business, whatever. And it's never going to be as bad as you think it might be in your mind. Right now, you're just paralyzed by fear. The possibility of people seeing what they might think, but then you get to that stage and you experience that in the present moment, and it has zero impact on you. So one sort of, I guess, example that I think can be used as an analogy for this is when you see celebrities get a lot of plastic surgery and they come out in public for the first time, and maybe initially for the first sort of week everyone's like, oh, they're so different, they look so different, but then the whole of society, all their fans just come to accept that this is the new way, this is the new Michael Jackson, whatever, this is just how he looks now. And that's what I felt like I've experienced eating the raw meat. Like I've had childhood friends who I haven't spoken to in years and years and years, and then they've like seen the raw meat thing, and they're like, all a bit shocked. How did Mason get to this path of being a raw meat and health coach influencer? But they obviously have no choice but to accept it. That's the reality of it now, and it's not so pressing and important on their lives that they are gonna be so affected, or that I'm gonna be affected in any way. So yeah, I would also add that like if you are fearful of what people think, one thing that will give you confidence is the conviction in what you're doing, and the confidence that the results will come. So if you're starting a business and you're fearful people might judge you, are they really going to be judging you when you're a big success in terms of starting social media? You hear it all the time. Like influencers always struggled at the start with their family and friends being critical of them, but when they make it, everyone changes, everyone turns around. Honestly, in my experience, I haven't really dealt so much with that. My family and friends have always been pretty supportive, which I'm grateful for. So I mean, like also to the point of having that conviction and confidence in yourself would be having a good circle of friends and family who like really understand and accept you for you, and understand the reasons you do things, and like fully accept and support you in that. And that will like give you a lot of confidence also. Like I think about when I meet new people and the point of my diet and lifestyle comes up, honestly, it gives me a lot of confidence to have my friends around who already know about all that stuff, so I can joke, they joke about whatever stuff, and I guess rubs off on the other people. Like if they think in their mind, if this person who lives pretty similar to me is accepting and on board with Mason's way of living, then I guess I shouldn't be so closed off to it. So it's also a point of not putting it in other people's faces, not making it like your entire personality. Like, there's more to you than the habits you do, or what I guess makes you unique in society. But when I'm with my friends, they always like to bring it up and always tell new people, because it gets funny reactions and gets good conversations, entertaining conversations. But yeah, if you've got like actual substance to you, you've got a bit of personality, then people will generally be accepting of whatever you're doing if you can actually back it up. Not that you even have to, do it anyway, but still, that's sort of the way to win people over. So end of the video, to summarize, Don't let you be the reason you don't achieve what you want in life. It's not other people's opinions of you that are holding you back, but rather your opinions of what their opinions of you are, if that makes sense. So yeah, focus on yourself completely. Don't even consider it unless it's like a threat to your life, obviously. And then also you can test the waters, build it up slowly, like try new things, be private, I guess. Be private where you can. There's no reason to like flaunt your differences and what you got going on. But if it is going to come up publicly, then that's not something to worry about. And if you have conviction in why you do what you do and you know where it's going, then people will get used to it. And those who really know you for you and why you do things in your life, they'll understand it, they'll back you. So having those good friends and family are really important. Thanks for watching, guys.